Lonnie Walker has signed a 2-year, $3 million deal. Pretty cool story considering he's from Reading, Pennsylvania, very close to Philly. He won a state championship there. He was an absolute legend in high school, unbelievable player. And last season with the Brooklyn Nets, he averaged 9.7 points and 17.4 minutes per game while shooting 38% from three on 4.7 attempts per game. What he does is very simple. He scores the basketball. That's his bread and butter. That's what you should expect from him. The perfect sixth man off the bench if he lives up to his potential. And also through the season, you're going to have injuries. You can slot him into the starting lineup and feel very good about it. He's still only 26 years old, so hopefully he grows into that type of role with the Sixers. That's what he was for the Lakers during his career year in the 2022-23 season, not too long ago. It turns out he played in 56 games, even started in 32 games. He averaged 23 minutes a night along with 11.7 points. Not only was he reliable during the regular season as an off-the-bench scorer, but he had big moments in the playoffs. If you remember, versus the Golden State Warriors in Game 4, he took over in the fourth quarter. He was going back and forth with Steph Curry. He had 15 points in the fourth quarter. And throughout that series, he was really good. He averaged 10 points a game off the bench efficiently. And it's good to see the Sixers address their need. They had to upgrade the guard spot, whether it was the number 1 or 2 position, because you saw in the first half of the season, Nick Nurse was running lineups with Kyle Lowry and Reggie Jackson. And at times, somehow, some way it worked, but most of the time, you're not going to get away with that, and you can't rely on it. And also, what are you going to do next year? Because those two arguably could retire at any point in time. I think Mike O'Connor put it perfectly. Maxey, McCain, Grimes, Walker, Butler is a good, young, fun backcourt rotation. Plus Edwards, if you consider him a 2-guard. They should be set at both guard spots for the next couple of years. Not bad. Now, in my opinion, I think Lonnie Walker was a victim of the new CBA. I think he was looking at his deals and he was expecting more, but teams weren't willing to do that because he didn't have a crazy year in Brooklyn. Now, one good sign for the Sixers is he was nearly a Boston Celtic. The reason I say that's a good sign is because obviously they have a great eye for talent. He had a very good preseason for them. He averaged 13.6 points per game on 48.6% shooting. And a lot of fans were calling for him to earn a roster spot. And per Ryan Stano from Boston Celtics on SportsIllustrated.com, not only were his stats strong in the preseason, but he was a cheap option. He would have been on a veteran minimum, which is a much smaller cap hit than some other players on the roster. And according to Brian Robb of Mass Alive, the Celtics considered trading a guard to keep Walker. The Celtics considered trading Jaden Springer to make room for Walker on the roster. One of the main reasons why they decided to not make the move is that they were going to have to attach a draft pick to him in order for them to move him somewhere else. And considering they ended up trading Jaden Springer at the trade deadline, this is one of the times we can laugh at the Celtics. You can have your rings, Boston, but we got Lonnie Walker. And this is what confuses me about Daryl Morey. Why didn't this just happen in the offseason? Why didn't he go a little younger around the edges in the offseason? But it is what it is. I also tweeted this a couple days ago, about a week ago. Daryl Morey will ruin his team by signing an overrated Paul George, but hit on Jared McCain, Justin Edwards, and Gershon while trading for an underrated gem, Quentin Grimes. His love for star names is holding him back. I also think Lonnie Walker has a great chance of hitting, and it's even if he doesn't, he's on a 2-year, $3 million deal. That's nothing. Who cares? It's just such a low risk, high reward type of situation. Obviously, that's a lot of money for us, but NBA players, not that much. That is a bargain to get someone on that contract who can score the rock. And I just love looking at his shooting chart because you see a lot of 3-pointers from everywhere on the court, and then you see 2-pointers. You see him at the rim as well. And it turns out last year for the Nets, 41.3% of his shots were unassisted. So he can create his own shot. That's very, very impressive. So you're getting a 3-level scorer. He's not going to be efficient from every spot on the court, but he has the ability to knock it down from anywhere, and that means something